A new player has joined the server, and while I know you look prank sub, perhaps you shouldn't get ahead of yourself. If you're ever gonna make friends, then you need to stop pranking people. Okay, fine, maybe just one more prank. But it has to be harmless. 15 harmless pranks to fool your friends in Minecraft. That's not too many, right? I'm sure Steve will be fine with it. Look at his sweet, innocent, totally going to get pranked looking face. Well. From fake Herobrine sightings to cryptic messages, each of these harmless methods will be sure to put a fright into him. Let's go. Number 1. The Honeysucker. This Steve is so new that they probably haven't had a chance to investigate the latest update yet. Even if they have, they probably haven't been able to figure out all the awesome stuff that Honey can do. One thing that Honey is great for is deflecting or reducing fall damage. Feather falling boots or a bucket of water. With Honey, that can all change. And because Steve doesn't know about it, you can give him quite the fright. Prepare a small patch of honey at the bottom of a long drop. Tell Steve that you want to show him something. Lead him all the way to the top of the mountain, and then surprise him by whacking him off the edge. He's sure to freak out, but as soon as he lands on the honey, he'll know it was all just a prank. Number 2. The Danger Slide. Not all water slides are fun. In fact, sometimes they can lead to some downright deadly traps set by Redstone pros and other players. Steve is gonna need to learn this lesson eventually. Prepare a water slide under your floorboards and wire it up to a sticky piston. This will ensure the floor is pulled right out from under Steve. Place lava at the end of the water slide where the water stops. Steve needs to know there's risks after all. Luckily enough, you've gone to the effort of making a delayed redstone timer that replaces the lava with water right at the last second. All Steve needs to do is get curious enough to push the button. This'll certainly teach him not to go looking for water slides inside people's bases again. Number 3. Update Trickery. If Steve doesn't know about the 1.15 changes, then he probably wouldn't know if another update dropped, even if it came up and slapped him in the face. So why not make a fun and harmless prank with this? Tell Steve that there's been a huge new update, and a new dimension can be accessed by breaking bedrock. Considering he hasn't played for long, he probably hasn't come close to mining near bedrock yet, so for all he knows, it's completely new. That's right, sub. Tell him he needs to find the right method to break the bedrock. We all know that this isn't the case, of course. Steve is gonna be there for a long time. Try this with all sorts of different features for a bunch of laughs. Number 4. Herobrine Sightings. I bet Steve probably hasn't heard of Herobrine, since he's rarely spotted and has been removed from the game over and over again. But Steve doesn't know that, of course. When you guys are deep in a mine, mention that you've spotted Herobrine, a strange-looking player with a Steve skin except completely white eyes. To fuel the prank even more, maybe dress as Herobrine yourself, or get a friend to. Soon, Steve will be looking left and right at every cave entrance. Subscribing will always keep you going in the right direction, and you won't ever have to worry about the real Herobrine here on Subs World. The same can't be said for those who watch but don't subscribe, however. You don't want Herobrine visiting you tonight, do you? I didn't think so. Number 5. Waterlogged. Steve is putting the finishing touches on his new house. He's added some furniture, some paintings. Very neat indeed. But now it's time to ruin all of that. Grab yourself a bunch of iron and get crafting buckets. Fill them up and get running to Steve's house. Now that you're inside, start spamming buckets of water everywhere, completely waterlogging the house. Not only will this prevent all proper movement, but it'll also take absolutely forever to clean up, as Steve will have to find and remove each and every source block. Oh, sub, you're so terrible. Number 6. Water Swapper. Water is fun, and we're on a roll. So keep some of those buckets and don't get ahead of yourself, sub. Steve has now built a new farm for his house, and even a little pool area for him to use in the summertime. That's all pleasant, but there's another liquid substance that exists in Minecraft that I think you would much rather prefer was placed there instead. I'm talking about lava. Hit the caves, or even the nether, and fill all of those buckets with lava, and then return to Steve's garden to replace every source block. Remember though, sub, this is supposed to be a harmless prank, so make sure the lava doesn't set fire to the house or any animals. Oh, sub! Well, you're gonna have to rebuild that. Number 7. Game Mode Switcheroo. Steve probably hasn't checked out creative mode all that much, so he probably doesn't even realize that all fall damage gets removed. Like earlier, lead Steve up a cliff. If he still trusts you, give him a whack. But as he falls, change his game mode to creative at the last moment. There, now he seems reasonably freaked out. Number 8. Cryptic Messages. Steve is one for getting scared easily. Earlier today, he was mentioning on chat how scared he is of horror films. Go ahead and grab some signs, sub. Wait for Steve to go sleep or leave his house, and then decorate his walls with some random cryptic messages. Make it sound like the spirit themselves are haunting them. Maybe even mention his username to really get his attention. I don't think Steve will want to stick around for much longer after that. Number 9. The Abducted Villagers. Sub, look over there! Steve has found out about the NPC villages, and he's trading with them all to level them up. It's great that he's learning the game, but maybe we should pretend aliens exist. There's no little green men in Minecraft, but Steve doesn't know that, of course. Wait until Steve is mining, and then kidnap all the villagers. Once he returns, just tell him that the craziest thing had happened. A UFO flew right over your head and abducted all the villagers. This is gonna keep him inside for a long time. If you've been watching Sub's World for a long time, then be sure to like this video. Number 10. The Fake Out Extreme. Sometimes Steve needs to learn lessons. He's been sneaking into your house, it seems. Get your redstone powers flowing, and create a trap trigger that activates a bunch of TNT. While you may think this will blow up your own house, you don't need to worry. Another lever will send redstone to ensure water engulfs the activated TNT, so that it doesn't cause damage when exploding. No damage, but this will give Steve a huge scare, and a reason to never want to go wandering into your house again. Number 11. The Haunting. Everyone loves a bit of game mode fun now and then. Changing into creative mode when you're an admin can be great. There's all sorts of things you can do to mess with the players of the server. For this one, you're gonna haunt Steve. Spawn in some invisibility potions, and then start flying. Now you want to teleport to Steve's location and start following him. Start moving blocks, hitting him when nothing's around, destroying his crafting bench. Soon he'll be convinced the spirits of the server want him dead. Number 12. Light Replacement. Light levels can be affected by removing torches from a room. You can even replace torches with redstone versions for a dimmer ambience. This can work in some rooms individually, but using all redstone torches for your house is pretty ugly. Head to Steve's again and replace all the torches so his house looks exactly that ugly. He'll have to remove each one and craft a new set of torches. A small price to pay, but worth it for such a great prank. Number 13. The TNT Chamber. TNT is great, but only when you're on the right side of it. Steve won't be today, will he, sub? That's a lot of TNT in this one room. I don't suppose you're gonna call Steve over and scare him into thinking you'll trigger it. Well, wouldn't surprise me. Number 14. Messing with the world. Steve wants to go in a different world after today's shenanigans. Tell him you'll do just that. But before you load up, go in and completely remove the end with world edit. Kill the dragon and leave no sign it was ever there. When you eventually reach the portal, Steve will drop right into the nothingness and think that there's nothing left to find. Of course there is, and we know it. Number 15. The Painting Prank. Steve's gone art mad as he's staying inside to avoid any more pranks by sub. Luckily for you, you don't even have to move for this one. Just type in a chat that you're That'll be amazing if that goes in. Just type in a chat that you're hiding behind one of his paintings. But of course you're not. But Steve is so paranoid that he won't be able to help himself by checking. Well, Steve is certainly a little shaken up. Now he's checking every corner of his house before letting his guard down.